So once you have launched HitFilm Express,
Right.
you'll go up to New in the top left here and select that. The default settings should be like this, and these are all okay to use. And then you click OK in the bottom right there. Give it a moment to load. This can take a variable amount of time depending on your PC or Mac and the setup you have. To import your files, you'll go to this import icon here in the media tab and you select that. I have all my files already put into a folder, so I can select all of them here and then click open. But you may need to go around to find your files if you don't already have them put together into a folder. So to start, I like to put the audio into the timeline. I know this is just a single take and I'm happy to just throw this down onto the timeline. So I'll drag and drop. I then want to zoom in so it takes up most of the timeline along here. So this down here is how you can zoom in on the timeline. So this is still the same length, you just seeing it more zoomed in horizontally. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this audio file and see if there's any parts that need to be cut out, anywhere that can be shortened, or anything that needs changing.
I knew which direction.
So at the start I had a little bit of noise of something being interacted with, which wasn't actually part of the recording. So I'm going to take the slice tool here, select it, and then hover over the timeline, and then click. So I'm going to just initially delete this first part, which is just noise and blank space, by selecting it by clicking on it and then clicking the delete key. I will then just drag and drop this over to the left to fill up the start space. I'm then going to listen through and see if there's anything else that needs to be removed.
I knew which direction from the way the moon was tilted towards the sea. My heart, pulled gently from my chest, was carried sleepwalking over the waves. I held my breath, concentrated on the new space within. There was pain, but it was not new pain. Pray now, whispered the sand, and I fell to my knees thinking, moonlight, 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 until it was no longer a word, but a colour, and then a feeling, and then the thing itself.
So I also noticed two other problems with that. At the end, there was what sounded like a bump of the microphone, so I'm going to remove that. By just dragging the end of a clip, a tool like this should appear. You should then be able to just drag the clip shorter to wherever you want. I used the playback head as a marker. If you have this magnet tool engaged, like it is now, where it's orange, when you go back, it should automatically lock on to that playback head, making it a bit easier for you to get refined points by using this as a mark for yourself. I also want to remove this pop here, as you can hear. It is not dialogue, and it's just distracting, so I'm going to be removing that with the slice tool. And then I'm going to drag and drop. I use the playback head there to mark where I want to cut, because I can place this more accurately. And then once I move my slice tool over it, it will lock on. Once the slice tool is nearby, it will lock onto the playback head, so no matter where I click, I can't click wrong as long as I'm near the playback head, which just makes things a bit easier to cut. I'm just going to zoom in a bit more. So now I've got a base cut of the audio. I'm going to go on to the video. So I know what I want to use because I put visual notes against the script that I can refer back to. So initially, I just want to introduce it with some moonlight because that is the base of the film. So you can, just by clicking on any files, you can view what they are and play them back in a preview. So I know I want to use this clip, but I only really want to use the start from about here till about here. So to save me pulling the whole clip onto the timeline and cutting it there, when you don't want to do this, because if you have lots of files on your timeline, it can start to overlap one another, and it could start cutting out other sections when you drag and drop it on. Or it's a lot more likely that you will miscut something, or something will get erased. So you want to try and cut it down in the preview window beforehand. So I know I want it from about here. So I'm going to use this tool, which sets an in point. This sets basically where I want the clip to start, and then I go along, and I know I want it for about 4 seconds. So then I'm going to set an out point. So now if I drag this clip onto the timeline, it will only be that 4 and a bit seconds. And it doesn't have the end or the start, so I don't have to worry about it being too long and then cutting it back now.
I knew which direction, and the way the moon was tilted.
I know I just want it a little bit longer till when she gets to see. So one of the problems you might come across is having footage with mixed resolutions. So you mainly want to try and use 1080p because 4K files need more processing power for a PC to handle, and they're a lot harder on the software and the PC itself, with very little difference. So this file is 4K because this is the only resolution they had available for it. So as you can see here, as this is a 1080p timeline, the 4K file is zoomed in because there is more pixels. It zooms into a 1080p frame size. So what you want to do is you want to click on the file, go to Controls, and then Scale. And what you're looking to put in is for a 4K file on a 1080p timeline, you are looking to do a 50% scale. This will zoom it out to the correct size. If you find that when you bring video files onto the timeline, it also brings a audio file with it, as you can see down here, it's probably a good idea to lock the layer that has the voiceover on it so nothing can affect it. And then if you find that there's audio with a clip, you can click on the clip, then right click, click unlink, and then if you click off of it into empty space, just like over here, and then just select the audio file, it will select the audio file independently from both of them, as they're no longer linked as a single clip. And then you can delete that and it won't affect anything. Okay, so you can do this at any stage really, but I am now going to add my music track. So I'm just going to drag and drop this over because I know that I just kind of want to have it start, cut a part off the start just so it doesn't take too long to work its way in, and then just cut the end. So I'm going to delete that extra piece here and then drag that to the end. And then just because this is cut midway through a song, if you hear, so as you can hear, the music is very loud compared to the voiceover, and you can barely hear the voiceover. So to bring the level of the music down, let's select the music clip, go to controls, and then here where it says level, I'm just gonna bring this down, and this might take some experimenting depending on your song, your voiceover, and how everything balances out. There's no one set thing, you just need to see how they balance and how they work together.
Whispered the sand, and I fell to my knees thinking, moonlight, 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 until it was no longer a word.
I think that's pretty good. I think I'm just going to bring it down a little bit more though, just to kind of make sure that it doesn't come through and overtake the voiceover too much. I'm also looking on the right side here and just making sure that the levels aren't somewhere near the top. If you have your audio levels too low down here, then if you were to try and listen to this played back on, say like a smartphone or something with less powerful speakers, it might actually be too quiet to hear very easily, especially if you're in a crowded room. If you do find that one of your audios is too quiet, such as your voiceover, you can select it, and then you can use this to just add that little bit of extra level boost to it.
Until it was no longer a word.
But you see here how it's gone into the red. This is not where you want it. You want to make sure that it doesn't go past 0 at any point, and especially it doesn't clip this red and these don't go red. So at the end, I also want to add at the end of the song, I also want to add a slow fade out, just because right now it ends midway through the song and it's quite jarring, as you'll hear now. So it doesn't seamlessly fade out. So when I have a bit more roll off, I also want to extend this song out just so I can have this voiceover out, so I can have it move off and slowly fade out as well. So I'm just going to extend everything by about a second. Going to go to here because I'm lining up where I want the fade to start with where the dialogue of the voiceover ends about. I'm having it a little bit roll into it because it will slowly come down, so initially it will still be at the same level. So if I say wanted this music track to start at this level and then slowly go quieter, I'd select the clip, go into the controls panel again, still open here, and then this circle here shows, and then this circle here is what we call a keyframe. So this will say, if you click it, it will say at this point the level must be this number that's set here. So minus 33.3. So if I were to then move this over to the end, move this down to say minus 60, then that's automatically added a new keyframe because we're adjusting keyframes. So now it's saying, let's take this point, has to be at minus 33.3, and this point has to be at minus 60. So let's have a nice curve, a nice line that goes down and takes it from there to there over this period of time that you've set by changing where the playback heads are. So you can adjust where these go by just moving them around. That goes quieter and louder. And this is earlier in the song and later in the song. And the closer two keyframes are together, the more aggressive the curve's going to be and the more noticeable it's going to be. That's why I tried to have about a 1 or so second roll off on it. So if you listen to this, you hear a bit more of a fade out to silence. So I feel that goes too far down, and I just want it a bit higher because I just want a slight fade down. I also want to make it a little bit longer because I still feel like there's some room to be had in terms of having a smoother fade. I think that's a bit smoother there. So to export your final project, you'll go into this export tab up here. Here's an old draft I exported, so you don't have to worry about it. So to export your project, once you feel you're done with it, you will go up into this export tab up here, and then make sure the YouTube preset is set to YouTube 1080p. Then you'll click export here. This is where you can then save film poem file. So you can choose your name and where you want to save it to here. So now that the project is exported, it shows you where it will be outputted to. I saved it to my desktop, and that's all you really need. You can obviously do as much or as little cutting and just adding and removing files or effects or anything like that. I'm just doing a simple export. I'm just doing a simple edit together just to kind of show the basics and how things work to get you going in the right direction.